Design at Cura as their capstone project at Graduate, and then Cura will use those designs to move.
Homework solutions. Here are all 10 of them. Even if you put them in reverse order, I'll still give you credit, but you cannot have anything like negative half, negative 2/3. It must be identical to what is on the screen for that solution. Nothing different. If you have 5 halves here, that's fine. It's the same thing as 2 1/2. If you have a negative 5/4, same thing as negative 1 1/4, as long as it's equivalent. Nothing like 6/4. The objective is still the same. This will be the last day. Tomorrow you will have a test to solve a quadratic equation by factoring where a does not equal 1. Here's an example. The problem is 6x squared plus 24x plus 18 equals 0. Is there anything that I can divide out of 6, 24, and 18?
6.
You can take out a 6. 6 is the highest number that comes out. Previously, maybe 4 or 5 tests ago, we covered greatest common factor and how to find that among 6, 24, and 18, for example. It would be a 6. If I factor out a 6, then what am I left with? That's right. And when you do that, this becomes so much easier to factor because you only have an x squared here, which breaks up as x and x. Since you have a plus plus, that means your factors are positive positive, and you only have one choice to break up a positive 3, in which you're looking to get a positive sum when you add them together. 1 and 3 are your only options. So now you must set x plus 1 equal to 0 and x plus 3 equal to 0. That would be a negative 1 and a negative 3. Your answers would be negative 3 or negative 1. Example 2. This problem is 10 x squared minus 41x plus 21 equals 0. Is there anything that comes out of 10, 41, and 21? No, we can't find anything, so we must break it up as it is. How do I break up 10x squared?
5x and 2x.
5x and 2x. How else?
10x
10x and x. I have a 21 at the back end. How do I break that up? 1 and 21, 3 and 7. Anything else? No. My sign combination is minus plus. That means my factors must be what? Minus minus. So these will have to be negative. Where do we start first?
With the 5x and 2x.
5x and 2x. Where do we start over here?
Negative 3, negative 7.
All right, we'll try negative 3 and negative 7 and see how that works. So if I go 5x times a negative 7, that's negative 35x. Negative 3 times 2x is a negative 6x. What is negative 35x minus 6x?
Negative 41x.
Is that what I need here?
Yes.
Yes, so we found it on the first try. So we set 5x minus 3 equal to 0 and 2x minus 7 equal to 0. That would be 5x equals 3 and divide by 5 to get 3/5. And this is 2x equals 7. Divide by 2 and come up with 3 1/2. So your answers are 3 1/2 or 3/5. Actually, I wrote that in reverse order. If you put them in numerical order, it would be 3/5 or 3 1/2. Here's a practice problem. This one is 3x squared plus 7x minus 6 equals 0. For the practice problem, we have no choice but to break up the 3x squared as 3x and x. You have a plus minus in the expression, which means your factors are going to alternate signs, minus plus or plus minus. We can break up the negative 6 as negative 1, 6, 1, negative 6, negative 2, 3, 2, negative 3. Where should I start first?
Negative 2 plus 3.
So we'll try negative 2 and 3, which is this choice. 3x times 3 is 9x, and negative 2 times x is negative 2x. That does give me the 7x that I need in the middle. So we have to set 3x minus 2 equal to 0 and x plus 3 equal to 0. That would be 3x equals 2, and then divide by 3 to get 2/3. Over here it would simply be a negative 3. Your answers should be negative 3 or 2/3. Three consecutive numbers have a sum of 123. What are the three numbers? The word consecutive refers to 1, 2, 3, for example. Those are consecutive numbers. 7, 9, and 23 are not consecutive numbers. Answer to the first bonus problem is going to be 40, 41, 42. Three consecutive numbers have a sum of 33. What are the three numbers? The solution to this bonus should be 10, 11, and 12. Three consecutive numbers have a sum of 48. What are the three numbers? Answer to the bonus should be 15, 16, and 17. Three consecutive numbers have a sum of 24. What are the three numbers? Answer to the bonus is 7, 8, and 9. Here's another practice. This one is, 12x squared minus 19x plus 5 equals 0. For the practice problem, is there anything that comes out of 12, 19, and 5? No, so we have no choice but to break up 12x squared as 12x and x, or 6x and 2x, or 4x and 3x. And for the 5, we can only break it up as 1 and 5, but since we have minus plus, what must the signs be?
Negative, negative.
Negative, negative. So down here we will try to break this up. And where should I start with 12x squared?
3x and 4x.
3x and 4x. All right. And we know it has to be minus minus, so we're either going to have a 1 here and a 5 there, or a 5 here and a 1 there. What should I put in first?
1 and 5. No 1 and 5.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll try 1 and 5. And when we multiply, we get 3x times negative 5 is negative 15x. And negative 1 times 4x is going to be negative 4x. Does that give me negative 19x?
Yep.
It does. That's what I need. So we have to come down here and do 3x minus 1 equals 0. 4x minus 5 equals 0. 3x equals 1 and divide by 3. 4x equals 5. Divide by 4, and when you change that to a mixed number, you're going to come up with x equals 1 and 1/4. So your solutions are 1/3 or 1 and 1/4. Coming up next is a quiz. You'll have 3 problems. You only need to get one right. You can choose any one of the 3 to do, or you can do all of them. The problems are 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals 0. 10x squared minus 5x minus 15 equals 0. And 6x squared minus 13x minus 15 equals 0. You only need to put the solutions in the answer spots on the quiz sheet. For the solutions to the quiz, we are first going to look at the factorizations. If you don't have those right, chances are you cannot get the solutions. The factorizations should have been 2x minus 1, x minus 2. You could have 5 times x plus 1, 2x minus 3. And then you can have 6x plus 5, x minus 3. Now with that, if those are your factorizations, then you should come up with the following for your solutions for 1, 2, and 3. For the first one, you can have a half or 2. For the second one, you can have negative 1 or 1.5. And for the third one, a negative 5/6 or 3. 3 consecutive odd numbers have a sum of 27. What are the 3 numbers? The answer to the bonus should be 7, 9, 11. 3 consecutive even numbers have a sum of 36. What are the 3 numbers? The solution should be 10, 12, 14. 2 numbers have a sum of 16 and a difference of 2. What are the 2 numbers? The answer should be 9 and 7. Here comes the homework assignment. And first, this is separate. If you want to do these problems, do them. If you don't want to do them, don't do them. But it's extra credit. Each one is worth 5 points each. Snap a picture of this or copy this down first. Here is the homework for tonight, due on Monday. So you have an entire Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get this finished. This is a regular assignment worth 100 and then 1 point each for any right answers you have. Did you hear that, Mr. Salyers? How much is this worth?
Huh?
How much is this worth?
I was trying to focus on the camera.
Oh, he's focusing on his phone again.
Well, I'm trying to make sure I get the homework right, because it's blurry.
Oh.